in my press interviews and also before audiences or otherwise in social engagements, people say or ask me, when was the last time you were stressed? I have to be very careful that I don't intimidate people by saying that I haven't experienced stress in 45 years. In fact, I experience flow during my entire waking life, and then I have the most blissful sleep at night. Just out of curiosity, I actually do wear all these wearables, and my sleep score is usually 100%. So, what's the secret, if any? So, my friends, of course, I meditate daily, practice yoga, embrace mindful movement and breath. But I think the most profound reason for my experience of lasting flow and lightness of being is actually very simple. I have no resistance to this present moment. So, of course, stress is defined as perception to threat. I believe a better definition of stress is resistance to the present moment or resistance to existence, which is always now. When we fight reality, we create inner friction. And I realized that a long time ago. So I decided to accept each moment as it unfolds with no regrets for the past, no anticipation or anxiety for the future. This acceptance has allowed me to move in harmony with life rather than against it. When I choose not to let people, events, or even my own thoughts control my emotions, inner peace is natural. I do reflect, of course, on each day through a nightly practice called recapitulation. I review the events of the day, not to analyze or judge, but simply to witness and then let go. In this way, I spontaneously cultivate gratitude and awareness while freeing myself from any residue in the past. My sleep becomes blissful, restorative. My consciousness remains unburdened. And I can see that with total honesty and sincerity. So I don't dwell on the past except in reflection and then release it. I do not obsess about the future because it is unknown and ultimately unknowable. This frees me from worry, allowing me instead to experience flow, the effortless unfolding of present moment awareness. Why have anxiety for what you don't know? In fact, it's impossible to have anxiety for the unknowable. Flow is not something to be sought. It is the natural state that arises when resistance to existence or resistance to this moment is absent. So, of course, research shows that more than 95%, now I'm told almost 98%, I'm told this by my colleague Rudy Tanzi, that 98% of chronic illness is not due to fully penetrant gene mutations, but is influenced by what we call epigenetics, and that our awareness and choices can profoundly shift our well being. The pillars of sleep, meditation, movement, emotional regulation, nourishment, grounding, and self realization work because each lowers resistance and tunes the nervous system to a state of optimal self regulation and balance. So, my opinion is anyone can choose to make these shifts: acceptance instead of resistance, presence instead of obsession, and reflection instead of regret. These are my three secrets. in addition to what I just said before. When you let go and step into presence, stress dissolves and you experience the innate joy of being in flow. This is Sat Chit Ananda. Try it